Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Welcome.
This is actually the second go we had at starting this one because Bridget's microphone was vibrating a little bit, and we didn't want you to deal with that because we care deeply.
Yes. It's just like that kind of day.
About you.
We care deeply about your ears. Thanks for listening.
We care about your oral pleasure.
Oh, boy.
We're starting with the dad jokes today, and Bridget was saying how she's frustrated, and I said, let's tighten up your microphone because that's frustrating me.
I don't have my computer, and it's really stressing me out, okay? I am the mom, so I schlep 500 things in and out of the house, and it's the day before I leave for a family trip, which also tends to be the thing I organize, so got a lot on my mind, and every minute counts today of, like, productivity, and I forgot my computer by the door. Like, I left it right on the bench by our door.
But we do appreciate you taking time to be with us and put together this amazing 4th of July drink.
I wouldn't say put together so much as, what could be red, white, and blue?
So we wanted to drink red, white, and blue for America. And Bridget, please explain what we have here and how our listeners can do it at home to also be America AF.
I hate almost nothing as much as blue curacao. What's the right way to say it? That. I think it's so weird. So, like, making a blue cocktail, very weird. Anyway, we were brainstorming ideas, and we're like, you know what? I'm just going to go to Quick Trip and get some slushies, and we'll throw some vodka in it. So, what we're going to do is layer it. I got one blue and one red. I don't know the flavors. I don't know. Let's say
blue
cherry.
And red.
Blue raspberry and cherry. And, you know, we're putting them in a nice little glass that you can see, and let's see if it actually works. The idea here is layer with blue slushy on the bottom, throw in some vodka, and then put red slushy on top. We're not sure, but I think it's going to look beautiful. All right. It's easy way when it's hot out to have a cocktail that looks festive.
We're using Tito's American Vodka, Tito Beverage, Austin, Texas, USA.
You also, I think, could be extra festive and put a bomb pop in a stir stick. Right?
I think so.
I'm doing one at a time. Sorry, I'm not that talented. Nick is just watching me and then attempting it. So I think
I was going to let you mess up first.
Yeah, I know. I'm really scared to spill this bright red. Ooh, turns out it just makes it purple. Ooh. So we've changed our plans here, and I think what we need to do, everybody, I think this would work with the freezies that the foamy ones, icy. Would it work with that?
This was a good attempt.
Yeah, it didn't work, guys, because it's melty, and so it just made it purple. But you could have a full blue glass, a full red glass, share with the person next to you. Anyway, we tried for that. Oh, God, Nick. We tried, guys. Oh, sorry, we had a spill. We're just quickly cleaning up.
Actually delicious.
Okay, so the colors didn't work out, so maybe just stick with one or the other. But
I think this is a great tale about America. First of all, we were cheap, which America's cheap. Second of all, we were ingenious. Third of all, Quick Trip. We love our gas stations. And, America is about people of different colors, races, creeds, ethnicities.
Where are we going with all
sexual orientations, political viewpoints, vegetarians, meatitarians. They all come together and form America. Like red slushy and blue slushy and vodka come together to form this purple monstrosity of a drink.
Wow.
So cheers to you, America. 20 years ago, we pursued life, liberty, and booze. Screw you, Britain. We are here, and we're America.
This basically tastes like college to me.
Tastes like purple drink.
Yeah, it does. Okay, well, that was a weird drink, guys, but usually we are very successful with the drinks.
This is delicious. I'm going to put some more booze in it, though.
I know, I am really bad at measuring.
I was, too.
So, do you have any 4th of July plans?
I'm going to do my thing, which is I like to crawl up on the top of the roof at Lake Geneva Country Meats and watch fireworks.
Oh, yeah.
I love fireworks because they're just, I don't know, happy blow-ups. I like explosions. Explosions are fun to me.
I don't care about fireworks.
Did you see in LA? Okay, we're getting ahead on this, but speaking of fireworks, so in LA, they had LA's famous for fireworks going off all over the place during the 4th of July season.
Okay.
And some dude, bought some fireworks and brought them in. They said they were legally procured, so I don't know what that means, but then they also said he was making some homemade ones. So I think he had commercial ones, the good ones from Indiana that he wasn't supposed to have.
Love those.
And it was 5,000 boxes or something insane. And then, so the cops got a tip, an anonymous tip. I'm guessing he's a dealer and his partner got stiffed and then called him in like a narc.
Ooh.
So the cops brought this stuff and we're going to go dispose of it somewhere. I'm like, that's lame. Give it to the kids. Let them have a big party.
The kids.
And then the homemade ones, they put in this like it looks like a duck blind almost, or like an ice shanty that's an armored box that they can safely dispose stuff in. Well, someone's explosive ordnance disposal team really screwed up the calculations, and this thing went boom.
No way.
27 people were injured. The box blew apart. The semi it was on was flattened.
Whoa.
And it like ruined someone's house. And the LAPD's like, sovereign immunity, you can't sue us.
No.
Sue the people with the fireworks.
Whoa. I mean,
and this is what's wrong with policing in America.
LAPD. There's plenty of crime podcasts I listen to that are like, man, the LAPD. Anyway,
so,
I'm sure there are some great police officers.
So Lake Stephen Country means we're high up in the area, so we can see 360 all the way around us, all the fireworks going off. I like to go up there, maybe shoot some of my own fireworks off.
Legally?
It's Lyons, Wisconsin. There's not a lot of law.
I was like, I actually have no idea what the fireworks laws are, so we just like stick to sparklers. We didn't used to, but now I'm not ever in
Bridget,
the state.
This is refreshing.
I know, I'm really glad you're liking it. I'm staying a safe distance. I want the foamy icy like from 7-Eleven maybe. No, like
like a
Target?
Slurpee.
Yeah, like where it's foamy, not
yeah.
icy. Maybe that would layer better.
Do you want some whipped cream?
The lady at Quick Trip was like, well, there's whipped cream to put on top of that. I'm like, this is just a cup of sugar with ice. Like, I don't want whipped cream on top of it.
So I'm sure you're going to talk about this more in a Moose Boosh.
I am.
So you've already heard it, people, but
maybe if you listened in the right order.
what do you got going on this 4th of July?
Yeah. So every year we go to a family cottage. It's not a cabin, it's a cottage. There are rules with that. It's my in-laws. So I've been going now for 12 years. I have no idea how many years I've been going. Let's say 12. So it was one of those trade-offs. My husband does a lot of wonderful things with my family for like almost every holiday, but 4th of July is his holiday. So we do that with my in-laws. I've been part of the family forever now, so it feels the same here.
You're like a part of the furniture now.
I'm just part of the furniture, Grandpa. But yeah, it's really cool. They've kept a lot of the decor at the cottage it's been in the family for years and years and years. So they've kept a lot of this fun like decor from the 60s, 70s, and like I don't know, it's just a really lovely place. When we started going, there was no internet. There was and there was not a lot of cell service, and I kind of resent that there now is internet and a little more cell service because that means people will work and people will get distracted by their technology. But it's a really lovely place. It's right on Lake Michigan, so the kids are super pumped. We're gonna drive with all of the rest of the world and be in all of the traffic for days, I think. But it'll be fine when we get there.
Purple drink update. It really needs to be drank while it's icy.
Ew, did yours?
As it starts to not be icy and textural, it gets to just be like a syrupy
I do
beverage.
think, like, because it's hot out today, we should have maybe added some additional ice cubes because it melted.
Yeah, that would have been a good idea, Bridget.
Can I say,
I screwed up. I'm sorry.
I mean, I think I did too. So let's just say, because I picked up the slushies, then drove out here, and Lake Geneva's already, like, it's already the weekend. Might as well be, right? And I think there are two kinds of drivers right now. And maybe this is all summer, but there's like the rage driver, and then there's like the I'm on vacation driver. And
we call them the doot-to-do driver.
Oh, that makes sense.
Doot-to-do.
They're just like strolling. I got stuck behind both of them. Like one rage driver, like...
Oh, the combo is the best. Yeah.
Yeah, but then then he got stuck behind the vacation driver, and I'm like, haha. So anyway, it was a really frustrating like 4-minute drive because, and then I realized I forgot my computer. So here we are, everybody. 4th of July.
Are drinking purple drink.
Happy 4th of July. We hope you're having fun if you're listening to it on the 4th, or that you had fun and are still safe.
So, what do you want to talk about?
What? So
we have a thing here.
You guys,
and
we're
we have
struggling
a thing
because
here.
Nick.
You can do whatever you want.
Here's what we're going to talk about. I have to look up the outline.
There's a thing here and a thing here.
I see the things, man.
Which you lead away.
I know. We have to talk about a sports update.
Sports update. Go.
I've got a few sports things on the docket for today. Giannis. Okay, hopefully by the time you're listening to this, the Bucks have won. We're recording a day early today, so it's Thursday. So they have a game tonight, a very important game, and then Game 6 is on Saturday. So
do you see Thanasis out there helping Giannis?
I have not, but I decided to listen to AM radio yesterday. There's a reason why, but I was listening to AM radio, and they were talking all about sports, and we were talking about Giannis's injury and how it totally crushed the Game 4, and hopefully
Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, you guys are max players. They have no max players. What are you doing? You should have stepped up, you bums.
I mean, the coach, everybody is trying to be like, we're going to be fine without Giannis. We're a great team. But like,
he has a hyperextended knee. I was at a gathering with Bridget's husband and some other bros. And we actually weren't watching the game because we wanted to enjoy our bro-ship.
Wow.
And we were kind of following along on phones, and all of our phones blew up with some expletives.
Yeah.
And we found out that Giannis's knee had blown up.
I mean, the good news is there's no structural damage. That's
damage.
What everyone's saying, right?
So hopefully the Bucks have a chance still. It's been a rough 3 years for the Milwaukee Bucks.
A crushing thing about the Bucks because they deserve this.
They like really stressed the regular season to get the 1 seed the last 2 years. They ran into the Kawhi Leonard buzzsaw in 2019. In 2020, they worked their butts off to have to go to the bubble, and they did a lot on social activism, and that's great, and I support that, but I also think they forgot to play basketball. I think they went to the bubble and were like, we worked really hard to play at home because we really vibe off of that. Now we're in...
But clearly they do.
This Orlando bubble. And also they were doing a lot of things with the social activism. They were the team that refused to play over George Floyd's situation. And I think these are all good things. We should applaud that. They are humans, not just sports people, but also like basketball was clearly not as important to them as it was to some of the other teams.
Okay.
So it's been a rough couple years, and now Giannis is hurt. So it's like, can't the universe give them one?
Giannis is hurt. So the thing that like I haven't thought about because I don't, like we're all just like, will he play tonight? I'm like, yeah, but if he does, he's going to get injured again, and really we're going to want him on Saturday.
I imagined, because I wouldn't see I would think flying would be bad when you have like a knee injury like that. Like you wouldn't want the altitude changes and the like not moving around and stuff.
I guess.
Maybe they have like a special flight that stays like uncompressed, low altitude.
Maybe it'll help the swelling.
I imagined they would like get this like special like ambulance VIP
chamber.
thing. Yeah. And like they'd have Thanasis drive him up, like Cannonball Run. It's not that far and like the Thanasis Giannis vibe is really cool. They get very excited for each other on the court. Bros playing. Thanasis brings the energy for sure. If you've never seen him rip off his trainer pants, whatever.
It's my favorite.
He's very aggressive with the and then throw him in 3 rows back as, a souvenir.
He's excited, man.
And he gets in and he brings the energy. I like it. And then his little brother gets hurt, and you know what he does? He carries him off the court.
Yeah, good. You should.
So cute.
So just had to mention it. I'm very much like, I'm not going to watch championship series always if my team's not in it, but when my team, quote, is in it, I get real into it and I get very excited. So anyway, that's exciting. Other exciting Wisconsin sports news, Barry Alvarez is retiring. I may be late to the boat here, but I didn't realize that.
Have you ever met him?
No.
He's really cool.
That's a weird question.
I've met him.
I get that's why you're asking.
He's really cool.
Anyway,
he's a cool dude.
That's cool. It's great. He's had an awesome career. That's just a bit of exciting Wisconsin sports news. Even if you're not from Wisconsin, I think you can respect Barry Alvarez.
The new AD, I hope the first thing he does is fire Greg Gard.
I don't care enough, to be honest with you, about that anymore.
That's my hot take of the day. Fire Greg Gard.
So those are exciting sports tidbits.
Sports tidbits.
I've got another one later, though.
Oh, wow. Another one. Bridget,
I know. I learned a lot on my talk radio.
Is this about your fantasy football team?
It's not. No. We're not ready to bring that back into
Have you done a draft yet? Have you started the research?
It's not till the fall.
Looks like Devontae Adams is going to get paid.
Yeah.
Looks like Aaron Rodgers is not going to play.
I don't care about Aaron Rodgers anymore.
He's dead to you?
He's dead to me.
Oh,
I'm not a big, I didn't stick with Brett Favre forever. I was like, yeah, okay, bye. There's going to be someone else that's great. And look, Aaron Rodgers. And now, there'll be someone else. I don't know.
I mean, statistically, the odds
but we just had 2 great ones.
Yeah, so it means we're probably going to have about 10 terrible ones.
Well, fine. Then we deserve
Campbell.
It. Okay? Anyway.
Speaking of the gathering I was at where we were doing bro things, it was actually our good friend Ron, his family. It was Josie's birthday. Happy birthday, Josie. And for Father's Day, they bought him this cheese and beer tasting box. And so it was a lot of cheese, a lot of beer. He needed some people to help him with
this
the
was
situation.
A Tuesday night, everybody, a Tuesday night.
And it was a Tuesday night that also was his wife's birthday.
His wife was gone, if you're all wondering why he's a jerk and having boys over for her birthday.
Well, we all got to see her and give her a birthday hug. So it worked out great.
I heard. She's
worked out great.
Yeah, I think they were drinking because they all wished me happy birthday pretty loudly when I got home.
Well, it was fine.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Lenny was sleeping out in the car. Rayla was excited. So anyway, we had a good time with this. And one of the things included was some experimental Hill Valley Dairy cheese curds that were Hatch chili pepper flavored, and they were, I don't know what else to say other than bomb.
I heard that they were, and Tyler said some of the best cheddar he's ever had. He said he had to fight people for it.
He did have to fight people for it.
Yeah.
It was good cheddar.
Well, we love cheddar.
Personally, I've had some better cheddar, though.
Well,
that's the second one today.
We're on fire, and we're only in the beginning third, guys.
Go. But yeah, so these Hatch chili pepper cheese curds, they were so good. And I was like, oh, Ron, you're so talented.
Oh, Ron.
I love you. You are handsome and talented and lovely.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed your cheese.
So he tried 3 things. He did 3 grams of seasoning per batch, 5 grams of seasoning per batch, and 7 grams of seasoning per batch. We had to try them all. It was a lot of fun.
Blind taste test.
Good experiment. And I think we settled on a winner. And maybe you'll have the opportunity, people, to try them soon.
Stay tuned. Good little tease. Well, you guys are going to laugh when I tell you what my favorite thing I ate this week was. Or maybe not. You'll be like, that's very Bridget. It was a salad. But hear me out. It was a salad with spinach from our garden.
Everything tastes better when you grow it. That's awesome.
I think on here a million months ago, I talked about doing a raised bed with Elliot. And we just were like, I don't know, we're just going to throw some shit in here and see what sticks. Then he and the neighbor kid decided to just plant a whole bunch of things when I wasn't looking. And because our neighbor kid was like, yeah, I know what I'm doing because he helps his mom with his garden. And so I came back and I'm like, well, I think I put these things here and I think this was here. So we're like, all right, well, that's fine. So I kind of forgot about it. It's on the side of our house. I'm like, oh crap, I should probably go see if things are growing. And we had so much stuff growing. Well, okay, let me say. So much stuff for a first-time gardener. I'm not good at gardening. I don't know what I'm doing. I read the packet and it told me when to plant the things. So we got tons of cabbage, which I'm not really sure why I planted cabbage because I don't really like it.
It's great sauteed.
I don't know what to do with it.
Oh, actually, we have a really good recipe. You would like this one, the cabbage roll. Yeah.
Well, I've got cabbage.
Because you could steam it and so it won't be so, and then you can get your shawarma inside that.
Perfect. Shawarma in cabbage. So we got a whole bunch of cabbage.
Handheld, even more, just.
It's like a wrap. I love a good wrap.
But then you get more iron.
Great. Is there a lot of iron in cabbage?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Folic acid.
Okay. So cabbage, we had some carrots and the kids loved pulling the carrots out. They were little, but they ate them right away. The kids did.
Lucy learned how to do that at Brittany's.
She did. She learned how to do it at Brittany's. She did the same thing she did at Brittany's, which was eat a mouthful of dirt covered. The carrots are obviously covered in dirt. And then we got a whole bunch of spinach and Elliot was super, super excited, especially about the spinach because he really loves spinach actually. So we cut it all off. I don't know if you're what you're supposed to pull, what you're supposed to cut. So I used a handy app on my phone. We brought it in, we washed it. He for dinner ate a huge salad with cucumbers and spinach. So it was great. He was super proud. So that was definitely my favorite thing because remember on this show, we like to talk about things we would talk about at Dinner Plus Drinks and why food is meaningful to us. And so anyway, spinach, meaningful to me this week.
You got an NPR story. I didn't know you were an NPR person.
I do have an NPR story. Yeah, I've talked about NPR stories on here at least 10 times.
Are you a supporter?
Well, I follow them as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't listen as often.
And it's an annoying short thing, so I don't even know what this is about.
I did because it was really long and it was annoying, so I shortened the link. This is a sports story, actually.
Is it really?
It's just that NPR was the place I pulled it from. It's everywhere. And unfortunately, if I had my computer, I would bring up more of the details about this, but I'm guessing Nick knows about it. So the NCAA, we're not supposed to say AA, NCAA is now allowing athletes to get paid for their likeness. So,
by allowing, they got sued to oblivion and lost at the Supreme Court.
Well, they're allowing it because these kids, quite frankly, are honestly, I think it's the influencer game, really. So obviously they can get endorsements, everything like that, but they want to be able to profit on their social media accounts as well, like everyone else their age is doing. So I thought it was interesting.
Did you see the first person to release an NFT?
No.
Do you know what NFTs are? They're it's like a Bitcoin thing, but it's tied to like some sort of memorabilia. So like artwork or a trading card or something like that.
Okay.
So the first person that's really taking advantage of this is Graham Mertz, Wisconsin quarterback.
Oh, it's like cryptocurrency?
Yeah, it's blockchain. So like, that's how you know it like hasn't just been like Control-C, Control-V'd.
Oh, that's very weird.
So Graham Mertz doing it. And then it might bring back NCAA football, the best sports video game.
Oh, Jesus. No, isn't, like, there's also, you're not allowed to say NCAA.
I don't care.
Okay, just curious. When we were planning to host a tournament when I was working in Milwaukee at an arena.
Oh, you mean for like getting sued?
Yeah.
Oh, we're talking about them in a news way. So.
No, I just mean, in general, the NCAA, as like a client, told us we have to say NCAA.
Well, they're a bunch of jerks that got sued because they were using slave labor.
If you know more about this, like, Spencer, if you're listening, I know you know more about this than me. I wanted to read more into the article that I left on my computer, but I saw the headline. I listened to it yesterday on sports radio again and I think it's great, actually. These kids monetize it, man. Go ahead.
So what do you think of the argument that they don't need to monetize it because they're getting a valuable education as payment?
They are not. They're getting told answers to tests so they can stay on the roster.
They are not getting the cynicism to that response. Yeah, I agree.
Like, go ahead. If some company wants to pay you to wear shoes in your Instagram photo, everyone else your age is doing it.
I always thought it was egregious that schools could sell jerseys of those players that people are buying because that player and the kid gets none of the money.
Yeah, I do too. So I just think this is fascinating. I want to follow it a little more closely as it unfolds, but that was my exciting news for the week.
Mine comes from Tink's Good News.
Oh, love it.
And
I saw this. Whoa.
The Deers Barretts, Ontario. This is like a weird name, which is actually near the UP. This Ray Gowlett, he's a health and phy ed teacher there. Basically, the Doug Harrod of
basically
Deers Barretts, Ontario, it sounds like.
Especially when you hear what he does. Basically the same.
He has a daughter that was in this graduating class of 2021, and they still have some pretty strict coronavirus stuff there where they weren't able to do in-person graduation. Nobody got to walk across the stage. And she said, Dad, I'm kind of bummed about this. He said, well, darling.
Honey.
Oh, darling, how about I build ya? I don't know. Maybe he talks like that. Maybe he doesn't. I shouldn't. This is really cool. He built a mobile stage with like selfie wall type of thing and drove this stage all around the community for all 72 graduating seniors. So each one got to walk the stage, take pictures, get their diploma that way.
It's so lovely.
It was 250 miles total of driving. He did it in one weekend, 8 to 8 on Saturday and 9 to 7:30 on Sunday. Which I thought that was pretty cool.
Did it on one weekend?
One weekend.
Oof. I just obviously didn't read the whole article.
He actually went to school there. He's worked there for 20 years now. Yeah. He said, like, this is a school that has a history of going above and beyond for students. We want to do this.
That's great.
We're linking to the article. It's really cool. There's some interesting stuff then, too, about, like, the graduating class. They had an interview with the valedictorian, obviously straight A student, as the valedictorian usually was. And they asked, how did you get all straight A's? And she said, well, I use a ruler when I write them.
Oh, boy. Dad joke.
We're going to take a break and be right back.
Guys, we're back.
We're back.
I want to start that the creepiest way ever because it's my dream to have a crime podcast.
Well, every October
I can have a crime podcast. Ooh, if you have any stories you want us to research for that crime podcast, I got to start now.
And Carrie from Burlington is still missing, and I still think her husband did it.
I actually was thinking about the story the other day when I was obviously panicking about what to research for October, and her husband did it. It's not always the husband. Okay. Anyway, guys, product rec. It's 4th of July. I'm going to the cottage, and
could be the brother-in-law that does it.
I gotta tell you. I am annoyed. I'm the person that's like, I'd rather go to the pool than the beach because I don't want sand in my shit.
I agree with you.
But like
the sand is the worst. In the words of Anakin Skywalker, it's gritty and cold and gets everywhere. It's horrible.
It is not cold. It is hot sand. This is hot. But anyway, at the cottage, we always bring a cooler of like bubbly waters and things that are wet on the outside.
Some beers, some canned cocktails,
canned wine,
all the things.
Sand sticks to the outside, but sand always gets in the drink, right? In the drinks. So at my friendly neighborhood Target and their Sun and Sand line, I think, which is like all their fun summer stuff, which They do such a good job with their brandings. I just want to buy everything there. And like, it's all crap. You know, it's all like cheap. This thing I'm telling you about is molded plastic, and I paid $5 for it. You know, you're like, this costs 5 cents. Anyway, they're sand drink holders. I know these exist everywhere, but they're like a little 4-legged pod that you put in the sand, and they have they allow the condensation from the can to drip down onto the sand, so helping to keep the sand off of your can. It's snug, so the can doesn't get whatever. It's a sand drink holder. I'm going to test them out this weekend. I'm very excited about them. I'm going to leave them at the cottage, so we have them every year. Then I'm going to buy more for when we go to the beach down here. So sand drink holders, I know it sounds silly, but then you don't get the sand in your drink. You don't have to open a new one. Because yes, I dump it once there's sand in your
drink. It's the worst.
It is the worst. Weird, like you're drinking sand grittiness.
Almost as bad as bees in your drinks.
Oh yeah, Nick swallowed a bee the other day.
It was unpleasant.
Anyway, these are affordable. You can buy a whole bunch of them. Keep them in your beach toys closet.
I'm recommending rice cookers.
I have one. I got rid of it.
So I know I'm usually like single-use appliances are dumb, but you can get a smaller one, and they perfectly cook rice every time. Perfectly.
Yeah.
You have your little tool. You fill it with water twice, fill it with rice once. You put the lid on, you flip the switch, and in like 15 minutes, you have perfectly cooked rice.
But what if it's brown rice?
Still works.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Maybe a user error.
Get a rice cooker. Like, you won't screw up the rice. It's easy. Don't buy one of these fancy programmable ones. I'm linking to a $20 one. You can find cheaper ones. You literally don't get the digital one. Get the one that has a switch that you turn on and it cooks the rice and then it turns off. Get that one.
Very simple, affordable utensils is what, or not utensils, I don't know, things.
Appliance.
Yours is an appliance, mine is a thing, but this is what we're about this week. Under $20 makes your life easier.
Just get a rice cooker. I'm telling you, don't try and do it in your Instant Pot, or don't boil it on the stove. That's annoying.
I always do it on the stove.
It's annoying. I can't believe you don't have a rice cooker.
I did. We got rid of it because I never used it.
Well, you should use it.
Single-use appliances, bro.
I know, but this is the one.
All right, we'll see. Maybe I'll spend the $20.
Get a rice cooker.
We will be right back. All right, guys, we're back. I'm feeling super flustered because I keep notes on my computer.
You're feeling super flirty?
So, super
that's like where you started going. I was like, well, I don't know, what.
Yeah, it's because I've drank 4 sips of this purple drink.
My God.
I keep notes on my laptop, not just the outline for the podcast,
but sync with your Apple Notes?
Oh, good call. Why didn't we think of this before we came back from the segment?
And I was like, this is where this is why you do this. And obviously you...
Nick! Oh, yeah, but I have to... Oh, you guys, no, it's going to... Oh, here, maybe I can get it.
Oh.
Anyway, now we're wasting time. Okay, we're going to start, and I'll keep looking. So, as I was listening to AM radio, 620, I did this because Lucy wanted my phone, and she had been such a trooper. Like, she drove all over the metropolitan Milwaukee area with me to do some errands. So I was like, yeah, girl, you can have my phone. But I did not want that like Bluetooth thing to my car, so I had to listen to Coco Melon.
Yeah.
So I turned that off. But I was like, oh, what can I listen to? Whatever. I put on talk radio. It was so great. Makes the time fly. And they did this lovely thing that every year on someone's birthday, the administrative assistant in the office sends out a questionnaire, just like get to know the person better about the past year or about their life. And then they read a couple of them on air. And I thought it was so lovely.
Oh, that's cool.
Since it was just your birthday, we're going to get to know you a little better.
All right, let's go.
You know, early on when we started this segment, we did like would you rathers, and we learned a lot about each other, I think. You know, would you rather skydive or scuba dive? Would you rather whatever? So this one I thought was really interesting because I'll tell you the guy's answer that I was listening to. If you won $1 million, what would be the first thing you would do with it? The very first thing.
The very first thing?
Yep. I feel like I knew the answer to this.
With the money?
Yeah, with the money.
Buy a bunch of crypto? No.
I fully expected an invest it answer.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably. So here's what we'd do. We would pay off the mortgage.
Okay.
Because then we could use that as an asset to secure other debt in the future. Because right now people are yelling at me, you're paying 3.25% on the mortgage. You're better off to just put all of that money into your investing. But I have some stuff coming up where we'd like to be able to use the house as an asset to secure other debt in the future. So we'd do that. And then we'd fully fund our tax advantage retirement accounts. And then we would put it into crypto.
Sounds exactly like what I expected you to say.
We would not save for Simona. We'd we wouldn't do a 503B or whatever
501c?
No, we wouldn't do the
fund?
college fund thing. If we had that much money in investment accounts, she's not going to get any money for school anyway. So we're better off putting it in non-tax advantage accounts. That's what we do. And I'd probably try and look for my Porsche. I'd like to buy a Porsche.
A Porsche?
Oh, yeah.
This is the goods I was digging for
here.
Yeah.
So
why do you want a Porsche?
Because they're pure sex. Have you seen them?
Men think that?
Oh my God.
Because are there women listening that actually oh yeah, man, that Porsche
you
so
look at that
sexy.
car, those curves, the sound. I would get a 97 Carrera RS. I showed you the car the other day.
I don't know what. Yeah.
Yeah, I would get a 73 Carrera and the RS2 yellow with a black racing stripe.
Oh my God, that is so douchey.
Don't care. It would make me happy.
Okay, well, I'm glad to know what you do with $1 million.
Also, we might, I don't know, maybe I wouldn't get that. Maybe we'd do an expansion of the house. Sarah would like a tower. Our friend Aaron has a tower, and it's really cool. And we could build a 3-story tower that she could have as her office. I know, we should have built the tower. And she could work up there and just spy on everybody. It'd be great. We might build a tower. I don't know.
Oh,
if I had $1 million.
Man, this is just, I'm learning all the things. I fully expected we're going to invest it all, and then we're going to reinvest it, and then we're going to invest it some more.
I mean,
or whatever. But you'll have leftovers.
So that's, if you want investment advice from Nick, try some Dogecoin.
Oh, I don't even know what that is. Okay. What is?
That was a joke. I'm not an investment advisor. Don't do it.
In case you weren't curious. They asked what your most fond memory of the past year was. Okay, I'm going to ask that, but it cannot be a proud thing from Lake Geneva Country Meats because we've already discussed that. Your fondest memory of the last year?
That's a good question. Honestly, it just happened.
Oh.
I can't talk about this.
It's Kid Corner?
This is Kid Corner.
Okay, well, to be
so
continued.
we're gonna take that one out, but something else that I really enjoyed, really was proud of.
You can go with a fondest childhood memory if you want to save your past year one. That's harder or easier.
We'll go with Simtoberfest.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, we're going to go with Simtoberfest. It was a lot of fun. Or even the Mother's Day wine walk that we did.
Was fun.
It was just a lot of, I love a good themed party. We've been over this. We have a Pinkies Up coming up where I think we went very in depth about how much we like a good themed party.
Josie and I actually text about this today. Themed parties.
I love a good themed party. I love the food, the drink, the everything all themed up.
People being in character.
So Simtoberfest with the Bavarian thing and just the keg of beer and the stuff outside and
just starting a tradition.
Yeah, and it's just friends here hanging out, which is what I like to do.
Yeah.
I like going places, seeing things, but also I just really do enjoy chilling at home with friends and having a couple drinks and eating some food. So yeah, Simtoberfest, that'd be the happiest thing of last year. And that banner on point.
We couldn't date it because this way you can use it always. Maybe we'll make new ones. Okay, we're going to go with the last one here because I have a really good one somewhere in my notes that I can't find. Favorite book you've ever read?
Oh, it's the Iliad.
Wow.
It's not even close. I reread it
hard question.
Yearly.
Really?
Rage, Muses sing of the rage of Peleus' son that sent countless ships down to Haiti. Anyway.
Oh my God.
It's a great book. It's a lot of fun things in there. The prose is great. The storylines are wonderful. There's a lot of universal themes that are always fun to read. I really enjoy the Iliad. I reread it frequently. I also am a big fan of Animal Farm.
Oh, I've never read it.
Oh, Animal Farm is great. If I ever tell you, well, Bridget, some pigs are more equal than others, that's where it comes from.
I still always have a special place in my heart for Brave New World.
Oh, Brave New World's great.
I don't know if that's the first book I remember feeling and talking about, and I would distinctly remember
the Communist Manifesto.
I would have been oh, that's interesting. Tell me more. This is why I love
the
this segment.
The Fountainhead, Ayn Rand. Let's go. Let's go, young Hitler youth.
Nick and I spend a lot of time together, so a lot of times we know, I think, how someone else is going to answer. So I was I truly don't know how he's going to answer this.
The Iliad,
question.
it's my favorite book.
That makes sense.
It's not even close.
Wow, that's
it's really
great.
not even close.
You know what? I've just got to take an aside about books. I was I'm not going to say I don't have time to read books. We all have choices we make. Yep. But on at the cottage, I'd like to think, I do read a little bit more than I do at home, even if the kids are running around, whatever. But I'm like, I don't want to buy a book just for this and not read it. Duh. Library.
Yeah, so I just Overdrive. You can have the ebook.
But it's too hard in the sun. So I wanted an actual paper book.
I got the Kindle Paperwhite. It's great.
Yeah. So anyway, I went and checked out a couple at Elkhorn.
What's your favorite book?
Brave New World.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, Brave New World is my favorite book, not because like I care about the book as much, but it's much like things we talk about, like a weird spinach salad. That's the book that like evokes feelings in me. Like I remember it being a very distinct time in my life. I remember discussing it deeply with friends. Like, we all actually did our homework and read this book.
Nice.
Yeah. So to me, it's a very like, that or, Pokey Little Puppy. So
which
I was my favorite kid's book.
Enjoy Shakespeare's sonnets a lot. Those are great. I do.
Regularly?
Yeah, they're great. They're really good. They're funny.
I feel like as I just mumbled through this, I need to be clear. Pokey Little Puppy is not a good children's book, actually. It's really boring. But it was my favorite as a kid, so I was so excited to read it to my kids. But it's like long and not that entertaining.
Harry Potter's great. The Percy Jackson series is very good if you're talking about like YA fiction.
I really liked, we're just going to keep doing book recs. Maybe that'll be a new segment. It'll force us to read.
Maybe we could do some.
I love this.
I mostly read history and cookbooks now.
We won't read the same books at all. So I like this segment. You guys can all judge me because that's fine. I read when my grandma passed away.
What's coming tomorrow, actually.
I got a lot of her James Patterson books because I was kind of into like, who cares? No, the murdery ones.
Yep.
So First to Die, Second Chance, Third, whatever. They're all numbers, and they're just like brainless.
You should talk to my dad about this.
Oh my gosh, I know this is like I'm too young to read James Patterson books. Like this feels like a generation above me. But whatever, I got them. They reminded me of my grandma 'cause she always read them, and they're kind of addicting. I love a good like mystery story. I mean,
did you watch Murder, She Wrote?
I did not. That's older than my generation. Okay, that's all we have to say about books. Yeah, so we're just gonna get to know Nick a little better because it was his, just his birthday last week. So there we go, guys.
Let me know if you find that other great question.
I know I'm so mad because it was really good. So I gave up. I'll bring it up next week.
If I had to save my daughter or my wife, who would I save? My daughter.
Well, see, we love you, Sarah. Speaking of Nick, I need to get to know you better here because I know what you want on the meal plan.
Yeah, you picked it.
No. Hot chicken.
Oh, was that on this week?
It wasn't on there yet because last night you told me to add it and I just didn't get to it yet.
So, all right. So let's talk about this week's meal plan. I have a Southwest pork tenderloin bowl on, which is delicious, and we make it all the time. It's so good. But we were talking about hot chicken. Yeah. We were over at a friend's house. It was lovely.
It was.
And I had a friend. I was out with a friend at a local dining establishment, Lake City Social. They did a nice job with their menu. They had a hot chicken sandwich that you've had.
I love it, yeah.
And I'm told it's good and it's the closest thing to Hattie B's that there is. I mean, now here's the thing. Hattie B's is like...
It is miles above.
I mean, it's not close. So I have tried to make the Hattie B's hot. I like the hot more like the medium. I don't like their extra hot. It's stupid.
Yeah, I didn't have that.
So, because the hot has like very good spice. Yep. It's definitely hot, but still has flavor.
Instead of just burning your taste buds.
So they actually published the recipe, and I'm telling you, they published a BS recipe that is not the actual recipe, because I made it like to the T, which I never do. That is not how I roll.
That's not Nick's style.
And it was not the recipe. So I tweaked it, and I think what my tweaks are closer to the actual Hattie B's thing. So
we had a heated discussion about this, and he's like, "You put that chicken on the meal plan because we're going to talk about it."
I forgot. So it's delicious. Yeah. You should definitely eat the Nashville hot chicken. I'm very proud of the recipe. I think I got it right. I played around with the spice blend a lot. It's still like, I mean, those guys are just banging it out every day. So like,
I'm very excited to try it because I love the Hattie B's.
I think I have it like right on.
But it's been a while since I've had it. So like, I'm going to have to go to Nashville, I guess.
I think I have it right on. You need the white bread. You need the pickles.
And the pickles. I agree. Okay. Well, mine's not nearly as exciting.
Have you ever done the pickle brine on the chicken?
No. Does that seem like something I would do?
Well, you like pickles.
I do like pickles.
And you like chicken.
When we were at your house, I just cut up some pickles, put it on white bread with the pulled chicken. And your homemade barbecue sauce was really good.
Oh, yeah, that was really good. That's actually a take on Aaron Franklin's recipe.
Yeah, it was really good.
Tweaked a little bit.
Wow, great job.
See, I don't usually follow recipes. Aaron Franklin,
really
first
annoying.
dude to win a James Beard Award for barbecue.
And Nick's like, no.
I'm like, I don't know, bro. I could add a little bit more to this.
Oh my God. Okay, guys. I chose a recipe that honestly, I look at our recipes 500 times a week and I've never noticed this one. Green garlic rubbed roast chicken. So mostly I chose this because what the heck is green garlic?
So it's young garlic. It's a spring thing. We're a little late for it, but it's immature garlic.
Okay.
That has greener flavors. So it's still got like a good amount of garlic funk, not quite as pungent. And a little bit kind of like, green chili type of flavor to it.
Yeah.
It's really easy to make it a paste. And if you like spring produce that has like all of those like kind of bitter, kind of fresh type of notes, it is so good because you just paste it up, run it. If you want to make great roast chicken, take the skin, get a knife under there.
Yeah.
Yep. And then rub butter under it, all over it.
That's what this says.
Yeah. So you rub butter and the green garlic all under it. And so it gets this like buttery, funky, fresh, green flavor that's like spring.
Okay. So it's a little late. Good to know. I just thought it was interesting. I've never heard of green garlic.
I love spring produce. I love spring produce. Most people don't. The CSAs oftentimes get hammered in spring because they're like, oh, good, more kale.
Yeah.
But I love all the bitter greens and that stuff.
I like it. I like to attempt different recipes with it, but I wouldn't say I love them. So, all right, well, we'll give it a try. So that's what I'm choosing to eat this week.
All right, it is time for
Kid Corner.
So I teased you about what actually my favorite thing in the last year was. So I'm just going to go right away. And because I think this story you got, that deserves some limelight. We talked last week about bouncy houses, and boy, did the bouncy house come through.
Yeah.
So it was supposed to be up. Simona was out doing some things. She was supposed to come home, bouncy house up. She goes in, eats some food, and goes to sleep for a little bit so we can get everything set up. We had it laid out. Timing didn't work out quite right, so she got home as they were laying it out. She's like, what's this? She needed a diaper change, so we put her in her room, had her on the floor changing her, and she's like struggling to see what's going up. Boom, Moana bouncy house. I have this picture of her running to her window, staring out the window going, wow.
Oh, Moana.
Because she can't quite do... Moana's like Mana, and her name is like Mona. So it was like kind of a little like, I don't know, does Mona want to do that? Or is that Mana? I don't know. But she lost her stuff, like just lost it in excitement, jumping up and down, so happy. Got her outside to view it. She just almost started crying. She was so excited. I have it on good authority that she's one of the best jumpers for her age that a prominent local dance coach has ever seen. She did some serious jumping. She was so happy. And then, of course, when we had to take it down, she was so sad.
Yeah.
But, man. It was $200, give or take, and it was the best money I think I've spent in my life. I was just like, I'm so happy that you're so happy.
This is Nick over here crying every day.
Joy to my life.
Oh, Nick.
So yeah, so bounce houses, definitely get them.
For sure.
Simona, oof, that was a good time.
You are not yet 2, girlfriend, so you got plenty of birthdays of bounce houses.
And other favorite memory of that was friend Ron pulling a Spider-Man inside the jump house. He managed to take 2 strides, jump into one of the corner things, and hold on.
Was that at one point we thought the bounce house was coming down?
Yeah, that was Ron.
Okay, that was when I was like, what was that? This was not
I tried doing it, didn't work out for me.
Oh, no?
Did not.
At any given time, if you remember, if you listened last week, we're like, yeah, bounce house, because then all the adults can hang out while the kids are in there bouncing. There was always an adult in there like, I think they were having fun. The adults.
It was a lot of fun.
But also there was an age range of kids, so you kind of had to. Like the little ones would have gotten jumped on.
Elliot only made one person cry.
He did? Who did he make cry?
Didn't he make...
what did he do? I don't remember this.
No, who was it? He made, I think he had Addie cry once.
I was like, was it Addie?
I think he made Addie cry once because he jumped a little too close to her.
Okay, well,
I don't think he did that much.
Kids.
He apologized. It was fine.
Toughen up. That's funny. Yeah, okay. Anyway, my kid corner is not about bounce houses, but I have to say, yesterday I took Lucy with me. I was picking something up from a rental place, and some of their guys were cleaning a bounce house in the yard, like in the field next to the building where I was picking the items up. And Lucy lost it. She's like, bounce house. And I'm like, oh, you don't get to go in there.
Dance.
But yes, we brought her to dance. It was great. Josie took a very cute video and shared it with me. Anyway, this also is not what's written on the outline, but I'm going to switch. Yep, you're welcome. I didn't not make a decision. I just switched.
Okay.
So Lucy is over 2 years old. And if you have kids, maybe at least this has been my experience, we're pretty much done with the blowout phase, like getting shit everywhere phase. I mean, besides that one time in the crib when Lucy literally got poop all over the place.
And ate it.
But, you know, generally, like, you don't have to bring changes of clothes for potential shit storms everywhere. Well, I picked her up from daycare. We all got home, met Tyler in the driveway, and we're like, you know what? Let's run down to Simple Bakery real quick. We needed to get a couple things before our trip. And we all went down there. We ran into Pops. We ran into the kid's grandpa. And he was holding Lucy. And this has happened before to Pops, their grandpa. He was like, I think Lucy maybe needs to be changed. And I was like, oh, calm down. Like, yeah, she probably has pee in her diaper. I'll change her in 4 minutes when we get home. No, I think it's more than that. I'm like, no, you would smell it. And Pops is like, I do smell it. And so sure as shit, Lucy had a blowout. Like on Tom's
great.
arm. So Tom's like kind of like wiping his hand or arm, and this is so gross. It was not like he had poop on his hand, but it's like wet. So he had like the residual. This wasn't like an infant's blowout where it's literal shit up their back. It was just like whatever couldn't fit in the diaper anymore was just seeping out. Anyway, it was hilarious. Sorry, Tom. We live literally 4 minutes from Simple Bakery, and we had to like change her in the trunk of the parking lot car because there was just crap everywhere. So little precious Lucy pooping on her grandpa.
Good job, Lou.
So thanks, Lou.
Well, guys, we have, hope you're enjoying the Muse Boosh. 2 episodes out of that. Yeah. We have a Pinkies Up coming out this Wednesday. Actually, I should release it like now.
Why not?
Actually, it should be today.
Yeah, I was like, what day? No, today's Thursday.
Oh, today's Thursday.
We release those on Wednesday.
The first Wednesday of a month.
Which is next week. But it's
4th of July theme. So I don't know. But we'll have it coming out here very soon. And we are working on a very exciting other podcast series that we have guests lined up that will be coming soon. So stay tuned for that.
Have we told people about that?
No, we haven't.
Okay, well, surprise. There's another edition that, we've been a little bit of a disaster and we've been teasing things for a while. That's one of the other things that we're working on is this upcoming interview series.
Guests lined up. So it should be, if you like wine, I think you might like this.
I think you might like it. So thanks so much for listening, guys. I hope you had a happy 4th of July, and I hope you all stayed safe and didn't blow off any fingers.
Check out everything that we talked about at dinnerplusdrinks.com. You can send us voicemails. You can send us emails at hello@dinnerplusdrinks.com.
You can tell us what true crime podcast or what true crime story you want us to look up in October.
Follow us Facebook, Instagram,
YouTube,
all the places. See our lovely faces there.
Dinner Plus Drinks podcast. Thanks so
guys.
much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.